Hey everybody, welcome to my newest F1 video where we're going to look at the new 2026 season, and in particular we're going to look at Hamilton versus Red Bull. Can Ferrari finally beat Red Bull this year? So let's start with the fact that 2026 is not just another F1 season, it's actually a reset. There's going to be new regulations, new power units, new political dynamics, and there might even be a new pecking order. This is the true new regulations since 2014. This is a major regulation change, and whenever there's new changes like that, usually we get changes at the top. But for me, for this video, we're gonna look at Lewis Hamilton in red and Max Verstappen in navy blue. How do they compare? So we're gonna go back a few years. Let's go to basically at the end of 2020. Lewis Hamilton saw his last drivers' championship. The 2021 season was dramatic until the end. Verstappen had 10 wins and 18 podiums. Hamilton had 8 wins and 17 podiums. They collided 3 times that year in Silverstone, Monza, and Interlagos. And they also basically combined for 80% of the laps that were led this season. Hamilton versus Verstappen was decided at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the last race. It was decided on the final lap after a controversial safety car, and then the title went to Verstappen. After that, Verstappen won 3 straight titles. In 2023, for example, he won 19 out of 22 races for a grand total of 86%. And that's basically an F1 record. And basically, that gives him 4 total championships on his resume. And Hamilton currently sits at 7, still tied with Schumacher at the number of championships. Now let's look at the big regulation changes in particular. So basically, now the engine has 50% electric power and 50% internal combustion. We now have fully sustainable fuel. There's active aerodynamics. We have smaller and lighter cars. And again, major engine redesign, as I've said. So basically, the future of the two could very well hang in the balance, and a disappointing setback for either may cause them all to depart. So here's an important fact actually. In F1 history, major regulations have reshuffled the grid almost all the time. We can go back to 2009 and the Braun GP team. I remember them. They won the championship after the rule change that year. In 2014, it was actually Mercedes and Hamilton who dominated really the hybrid era, winning 8 constructive championships in a row. But then in 2022, with the ground effect regulations, it was now Red Bull terms to dominate after those regulations. So for this season, really, the question is, who has nailed the new engine formula? There were several Red Bull internal shakeups over the years. First, last year we had the departure of Adrian Newey, is the legendary designer behind multiple championship cars. And the whole situation and eventual dismissal of Christian Horner, who was controversial, and there was also more internal instability within that team. Also, 2026 is the first season Red Bull actually built its own power unit. They call them the Red Bull powertrains. We have no idea how it will perform because they've never built a PU before. Ferrari, on the other hand, they have a strong, historic engine department. The team principal, Fred Vasseur, says that bringing everything together in the car as well as off the track represents a full reset for the drivers, including those at Ferrari as well. Hamilton, he said that he's been involved from the very start with the engineers, with him playing a central role in understanding the new system and contributing to the car's development.
Also, just knowing how hard everyone works, and you get to see everyone at their desks every week that I'm here, and all the work that we've been doing on the simulator and just the building blocks that you put in place to then see a car come together. It is the most exciting part of the year when you see all these pieces come out of different departments, and then eventually it all fits together, and you're only one of two that gets to go out and drive it.
If Ferrari gets the power unit right and Hamilton brings development experience from his Mercedes days, that's dangerous. I mean, if you get a car, you give him a car 95% competitive, Hamilton is going to close that gap for sure. He's that good. Now, Verstappen is still in his prime. He's got, four championships, 71 total career wins. In 2023, his average finish was 1.18. That year, he led for a total of 1,003 laps. That is pure dominance. Max Verstappen's remarkable comeback last year in 2025 saw him come within 2 points of Lando Norris after he finished on a podium in each of the last 10 races. Red Bull culture remains strong. They still have one of the most efficient pit crews, regularly under 2.5 seconds per stop. They have a very strong aerodynamic philosophy as well. There is a general sense of optimism within the Red Bull team as the early indications of this preseason they are very very positive. Uh, if you give Max Verstappen 90% competitiveness in the power unit, he can make up the difference. He's that good. So my prediction for the year 2023 is that it's not gonna be a runaway season like it was in 2023. This season will be tight. Uh, Head to head over their careers, Lewis has beaten Hamilton 6-5. I have a graph to show it here since 2015 when Verstappen entered the league until last year, 2025. It is very possible that Hamilton wins the head to head battle between the two. Firstly, because I believe Hamilton is the greatest of all time. I still think that he has that in him, and the team will have a new car just like everybody else, so we can forget about last year's performance. Red Bull has had too many shakeups, I think, and I don't know if they have the knowledge if they've acquired the knowledge really to start building engines of which Ferrari and the others have done for many, 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 many years or even decades. Max is the young tiger who's hungry for destiny, while Hamilton is looking for immortality. So, tell me what you think. If Ferrari builds the best engine, does Verstappen win purely on talent? Or if Red Bull struggles early, does Verstappen consider leaving? If Hamilton wins his eighth title with the Scuderia, how does it add to his legacy? Or can modern Verstappen's dominance cement him as the sport's greatest legend? So, if you think Ferrari finally dethrones Red Bull, hit that like button. If you agree or disagree with my take, make sure you put that in the comments and I'll read them later. And if you really like debates and content backed up by real stats, subscribe to the channel. I like to make videos like that. See you guys next time. Thank you very much.